It's always a big ask to transfer all the virtues of larger, more expensive luxury vehicles to smaller, more affordable ones. The best example is the burgeoning luxury small crossover segment, where so many models disappoint because they just don't feel very luxurious, lacking the style, refinement, driving poise, or features of other models in their company's range. So the 2019 Volvo XC40 is hugely refreshing because it actually does feel just as nice as Volvo's XC60 and XC90. Volvo describes the XC40 as a cousin to those models rather than a sibling because the new crossover is not simply a scaled-down version of the XC60 and XC90. The design brief was to build a tough little robot, a dorky but apt descriptor when you see the XC40's squat stance with the wheels pushed out to the far corners. The first car on Volvo's compact modular architecture, CMA, the XC40 is a not too compact 174.2 inches long and 65.0 tall, with a healthy 8.3 inches of ground clearance. A sharp clamshell hood starts off the taut design, while the body sides are devoid of modern cars' usual shoulder lines and instead are accented by a light catcher at the bottom of the doors. The belt line kicks up sharply at the back of the rear windows, and there's a big spoiler above the otherwise relatively Spartan liftgate. Variants on Volvo's Thor's hammer LED running lights and L-shaped LED tail lights help identify the car from a distance in traffic. White the optional white roof on base models or the gloss black roof on R-design trims, there's even more street presence. The only bum note is a small piece of plastic on the C-pillar. It's there to cover the paint transition between body and roof, but it produces annoying lines that you can't unsee once you notice them. A little rubber Swedish flag sticking out from the hood shut line is a cute touch. It's only planned to be fitted to the first 5,000 XC40s sold globally, although Volvo is considering whether to expand that if it proves a hit with customers. The flag was first implemented on the Volvo 40.1 concept that very closely previewed this production model's look. Volvo's interior designers have managed to balance practicality with fun inside the XC40. There are no speakers in the front doors, for instance, to provide more storage space, and carpeting covers the inner door trim, rather than just plastic, to prevent belongings from rattling. On the other end, you can option wild orange carpeting if your eyeballs are so brave. It's a roomy vehicle. My 6-foot-tall CO driver has leg and headroom to spare in the back seats, and I would even be happy to sit in the middle rear space for short rides. The R-Design models available for my test drive look and feel expensive throughout, with contrast-stitched leather seats, aluminum dashboard trim, and switches that move with a precise click-click action. Most of the technologies and switchgear from the XC60 and XC90 trickle down to this model, meaning a full-color instrument cluster. It can show map directions or album art, for instance, and the super simple Sensus touchscreen infotainment display. Climate controls and seat/steering wheel heating are handled on the touch screen, so there are only a few physical buttons on the clean center stack. Unlike in larger Volvo models, the engine start-stop button is on the dash by the steering wheel, not the center console. Sadly, this car also has Volvo's dorky electric shifter, which requires 2 nudges to move from park to drive, or from reverse to drive. Ingenious storage solutions abound. There are slots to hold parking or access cards to the left of the driver's knee, a parking stub holder on the windshield, a removable trash can in the center console, and a fold-out hook on the glove box door ideal for hanging a purse, small grocery bag, or your takeout order. The door pockets will hold a 15-inch laptop, my MacBook Pro fit easily, and an optional storage bin beneath the driver's seat is big enough for an iPad. The center console was specifically designed to fit a Kleenex box, and the space ahead of the shifter, which optionally houses a wireless charging pad, is larger even for the biggest of modern smartphones. The XC40 is the first Volvo with wireless phone charging, but in another sign of the times, it does not have an auxiliary audio jack or a CD player. There are some neat tricks for the trunk, too, where an optional fold-up floor can be raised to create a barrier closer to the seat backs to keep grocery bags from wandering, It also has 3 hooks when raised for hanging more bags. It's also possible to stow the parcel shelf upside down underneath the trunk floor, which is far more convenient than having to stow it in the car or in your garage. After the T5 launches, the XC40 will also be offered in a T4 trim level with front-wheel drive. It still has a 2.0-liter turbo engine, but with a smaller engine that delivers just 185 HP. That model will start at only $33,200 in Momentum trim and $35,700 for the R design, although Volvo has yet to confirm what equipment will be offered on each version. However you purchase it and whatever you pay for it, you'll be extremely happy with the 2019 Volvo XC40. The car succeeds because it's good at a little bit of everything. There is no shortage of clever places to store lots of stuff inside, great maneuverability in urban driving, and a useful complement of technology. Better still, the XC40 doesn't skimp on any of the design, plush trim, or competent driving dynamics of its more expensive cousins. This isn't a cheap car that's been dressed up with some leather bits. It's a car that was clearly designed from the start to be an upmarket experience.